Like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share with your friends on social media, and drop a line in the comments section below. That's right. As part of MaddenUniversity.com's Communities Initiative, we spoke with Paul Gleason, aka Kobra, from X's and O's Football. Kobra is undoubtedly the pioneer of Madden strategy guides, and has arguably helped more players than any other person in the world by offering close to 40 strategy guides in the early years of Madden and influencing every ebook and strategy guide writer since. Kobra and I met in May 2008, and although we had a history of disagreement, we shared an unquenchable thirst for the details of football strategy and for being competitive at Madden. So we sat down and we asked Kobra what drives him, his influences, and how he applies concepts of football to simulate the game in Madden. You're about to hear the never before released audio footage from that conversation.
We met back in May of 2008, I believe. We were doing a community day for the release of NCAA Head Coach 09 and Madden 09. And we had a really brief meeting, but I got a really good Madden feeling about you. Like, how did you start writing guides?
Okay, basically, I can remember back in 1996, I used to work at Firestone, which is a fire plant, fire factory, basically fire factory. And what I would do down there would be during my lunch breaks, I wanted to get better at Madden, so I'd literally take a spiral notebook with me, and I'd basically draw out all the X's and O's of all the plays of Madden at the time. And I would sit there, literally during my lunch break, which is like a half an hour long, I would sit there and I would literally put coverage Eventually, I wound up playing some things, and then started doing this.
We've kind of followed a similar pattern because eventually people who get better at Madden are the ones who get tired of losing.
Yeah, because I mean, you don't like to be shown up by your friends, and I was that way. I didn't like to be loved and like to lose to my friends. I was too competitive. I'm sure that you probably played tackle bowl back on tackle bowl. I ruled on that, and then we went to Madden. I didn't lose quite as well, so I wanted to get better.
When Madden went online is when I got serious about it because that's when I started to lose again. I didn't feel as competitive as I wanted to be. And I knew that it wasn't necessarily because it was a video game. It was because there were certain things I needed to know that I didn't, or things I needed to put into practice that I wasn't. So I tightened up my pass protection. I started winning more games. I started throwing intermediate and deep routes. I started winning more games. And I found that the more pieces I added to my game, the more answers I had. So now I'm to the point where I've learned to adjust very well. And it's because of people like you who've been writing guides and posting various different ways of looking at things. Because I know you run a lot of shotgun.
Yeah, I do, mainly because, I can tell you, when you talk, we'll go back to the Legos and the PFL, initially I just was understood quite a bit. I had Ricky Williams, and I had a lot of understood at that time, but because the nails in the game were so small, because they were certain, depending on what year you're playing Madden, I think years in 2007 or 2006, they came with the random blitz cap.
Yeah.
Back with the PlayStation 2, Xbox, whatever. At that point, then I went back under center because then they were disinfected and they don't show a lot of resistance. And I had to stay in the shotgun even to this day now. The reason I do is because of that reason, because of the inside pressure that you can get taken out. And I just never felt like I wanted to make sure my offense always felt more effective. Now this year, because the high snaps, sometimes I have those high snaps that leads to problems. But I still prefer to be in a shotgun. Although I'll admit I have learned to run on quarter center on certain things I'll do. So it's not like I stay in shotgun at all. I think right now probably if I was to look at my stats, somewhere around 65 shotgun and 35% under center. So it used to be like 80%. So that's definitely a drop for me. But that's the point that I've abandoned the shotgun offense because I still like to run that. But I think you were more under center. If I remember right, I think I read kind of yours on I think it was one of the forums that you prefer to be under center. So
My philosophy is different though. Normally when I spread the defense out, I'd go into like a run and shoot, quarterback under center, running back directly behind them. But when 03 came out, I couldn't do that because the nano pressure up the middle was just crazy. And so it kind of changed my philosophy, but I didn't want to go to shotgun because I felt like that would be like giving up, because I love to run the ball out of the I formation, strong I, weak I, like base formations. I like hard-nosed football. I didn't want to come out from under center, and there were so many people saying that you had to go to shotgun, that you wouldn't be able to survive under center. I kind of took that as a dare, and in doing so, I mean, I took a lot of losses in the beginning because I just didn't know what I should have known. This was like before slide protection was available. So basically all you had was formation, motioning a blocker, or hot routing a fullback or something. That was pretty much all you had. Now we've got so many more options to avoid A-gap pressure that I feel a lot more comfortable being under center. Like I only go shotgun now on like 3rd and 15 or longer. But because I dared myself to stay under center, I learned a lot more about pass protection than I would have had I just gone back to shotgun.
Yeah, for me it's just a personal preference to be in the shotgun. To me it's just, like a lot of the college quarterbacks that you see coming out of, the college ranks in the NFL, so using the shotgun, it makes it easier. They're able to read the coverages quicker, easier for me to read this. I have more time. I don't have to worry about dropping back. I'm already dropped back, and then again, there's sometimes we drop back more than I really need to in the shotgun. But that's the reason I do it. And the fact that to me, over the last couple of years, the shotgun formations run playing a little bit more effective.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, last year in the league that I was in, the BG Sports League that I was in, I had the number one rated or one or two rated defense in the league. And it wasn't because my defense was so great. It was because my offense kept the ball from my opponent. So my opponent never had the ball. They may only get to it, in a game. Back last year when playing 6-minute quarters, when you're playing on that accelerated clock, you can choke a lot of clock on a 10-minute drive or 10-play drive. So that's why my defense was rated so high. It wasn't because I was great defense. Not a great defense. I'm not a good at defense, but it's not like I was some outstanding defensive player. It was because I held the ball on offense. So that's what I mean. When my shotgun offense is not one of those, suck it up 40 yards every play. I don't know what that way. Matter of fact, I think anybody's ever bought him and stuff, they'll see it on a lot of simple everyday stuff that allows me to move the ball with consistency rather than, throwing those deep balls all the time.
The one thing that I was always impressed by when I would read your stuff is that you always detail the how and the why, so that people will know not only what to look for, which throw to make, but also which throws not to make. Where do you get your coaching influences? What influenced the way you make your reads?
Initially, when it comes to doing the breakdowns that I did, I was kind of moving the breakdowns. Initially was from, I think we just talked about before we actually started doing this interview. We're talking about the John Madden. John Madden had a huge influence on me, and the way he did the illustrations really broke down the plays. You guys might have this, I don't know if you do that, but if you go back to 1998, had the PC version of Madden, you'll find that there's, I think it's on disc 2, he has probably, 40, 60 video breakdowns when he does illustration and he breaks these plays down. And to me, that's one of the biggest influences, not my main influence of doing this illustration is from Madden himself. As far as next like coaches and stuff like that, Steve Axman, he does a book called Passing Concepts, Cacking Coverages and stuff like that. I think it's called Cacking Coverages. And he also does another book called Passing Concepts, 101 Passing Concepts, I think it is. And he's had a huge influence too on me on the offensive side of the ball, especially a lot of the short stuff you see me doing and the guys I do. And then he breaks them down real nicely too. He doesn't go quite as in detail as I do because he's got, you only limited space when you do an actual published book. But yeah, those two guys, particularly Madden and Axman, would be the two biggest ones for me as far as my influences, as far as what you see in the guys that I do.
We hear a lot of terms about who's a sim player, tourney players, freestyle player. How would you classify your game?
I understand it's 4 in the morning, you're on your opponent's 37, you don't want to try to kick that 52-yard field goal, you decide to go for it. I understand that, and that's why I don't consider that cheese. However, when you start doing, when you got a field goal block that really can't be countered, or you got an onside kick there, I can know a few years ago there's like 3 different onside kicks you can do, and literally I can count all 3 of them. The problem is I couldn't counter each one of them
The same way.
Yeah, same counter. So, to me, that's cheating. So basically, I have a 1 in 3 chance of getting the right counter for your PS. I don't disconnect. I don't, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about these type of arcade type players who do this type of stuff. Well, we flip the play 55,000 times. I think if you ever look at any stuff that I've done, you will not see me flip the play 50 times before I actually finally snap it. Basically, I come out, I'll make some route adjustments, but I don't sit there and flip the play back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I just think that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That type of stuff like that. You won't use motion. I love using motion, but I don't run my guy all the way across and then run him all the way back. And now with the accelerate function, you really can't do that anyways. But I don't do all that kind of BS crap. And I'm not one of those guys that do 1 or 2 plays. They got 3 play, money play players. That's all they got in their offense. I like to have a wide variety of plays that I run. So if you play me, you're likely to see me run 20, 25. I'm not going to say 25 different plays, but you're probably going to see me run 15 to 20 different plays. I may run those plays twice a game. So if I have 30, if I run 30, 35 plays, I may run some of those plays twice.
Yeah.
So, I'm saying, so I may want to run maybe 17 to 20 plays that are different. You know what I mean? They're not all the same. So I don't rely on the same play over and over and over. The fact is, because the thing I like to me, for instance, the stick concept, which happens to be one of my favorite passing concepts in the game. In these playbooks, and I know a lot of the playbooks, I know a lot of guys out there think a lot of them are the same, and they are. But you know what? You go sit here and watch NFL Game Rewind, or they got something on, I think it's what's called, I don't know what it's called, but it's an NFL network. It's a paid prescription. Basically, you can go back and look at last year's games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can actually see a lot of it. You can see it enough. You can actually see the game film from National Coaches Film. And you can watch these concepts. Everybody runs the same stuff in the NFL, so it makes sense in the sense that these books have a lot of the same exact stuff. It's what John Gruden used to do. He would run these same passing concepts from the different personnel groupings or different formations. Well, that's the same thing I do. So I might run the stick concept from 5 different formations, but it's the exact same play or concept. It's just different read. It just means just different formation, different window dressing. But the play itself is the exact same. So to me, I tell you, I run 17 different plays, but I might run that stick concept 5 different times in 5 different formations. So, but the thing I like about those, like the spot, the stick, and some of the other ones, is that you know where you need to throw the ball at. It's no different. It's just a different formation that you're running it from.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I take a lot of my inspiration from like Joe Gibbs, who basically ran the same play from 7, 8 different formations. He threw in a shift and some motion, but he only ran 3 run plays. That was all he had. And he showed you a whole bunch of different looks. The difference being the positioning of where another player was, where the fullback was, whether he was on shifted over the offside guard or the play side guard. And that would be just enough of the timing to keep defenses completely off balance.
Well, exactly. And the thing is, if you're playing an online league or if you're playing a ring game, your opponent doesn't know that you're going to run that play right now. For all he knows, so you can run that halfback dive from 5 different formations, but he has no idea when you're going to run that. And as long as you're not running from the same formation, he probably isn't know where you're going to run it. So by mixing it in with these different player personnel groupings or these formations, you can run the same type of plays over and over and over. Yet they're different. It's the same play, the same idea, but it's different formation, different personnel difference. To me, there's nothing wrong with playing like that. I think that's a great way of playing the game. So I like to call the same play over and over, same money play over and over and over and over. Yeah, we can just play each other. We can run our same money plays over and over and over. How much fun would that be? So I do like I said, I'm kind of in between. I do have a little bit of arcade in me because I do have some nails that I run over a lot of nails. I'm not going to lie. But because what you're talking about earlier, most of the nails in these games can be countered with simple your adjustments of your pass protection adjustments, such as slide protection, or using blockers or all kinds of different ways to counter the game. So it's not unless it's a game breaking blitz. And I honestly, outside of maybe these 5 blitzes here, which is a match, there really isn't any nails that I've seen that can't be countered pretty consistently. With just a little bit of when you think about it, if you're one of those guys that are going to come under center and you're going to send 5 guys out every single pass play, well, then you're going to get sacked and get shoes.
Yeah.
When you think about Mike Martz, you're going to have your quarterback really hanging out the drive, and
Well,
you can't do that.
Mike Martz's quarterback was on the sideline for the playoff when they needed him. And I think it's because if you look back, actually talking about that type of system and the Bears and the way that they used it, they didn't start winning after they took that beating in Seattle. They started changing the way that they did their pass protection, and they started winning games.
It went from a 7-man drop to a 7-foot drop or 7-step drop to a 3 and a 5. And plus they started running the ball. They actually, if you look at it, you'll see that they want to become more of a balanced offense because they ran the ball and passed the ball.
So over the years, how many guides have you authored?
I was actually, when I read your question earlier, because I really had a thing on that, about that one, and I was thinking to myself, probably on the average, I probably do 4 or 5 a year. Whether it be the virtual playbook that I did every year, which is the big thing that we did, and all the add-ons that we done. So I'm guessing between 4 or 5 for the last 10 years. So I'm going to guess between 35 and 40 guys I've actually wrote over those years.
Wow,
That amount of time.
that's a lot of guides. Is it still easy to come up with material? Like, does Madden have enough depth that you're still going to have things to write about, say, 10 years from now?
Some years it's easier to push something to write about than other years. The game does change enough to me each year. I know some guys think games the same game you played last year, only a roster update. But when you sit there and really look at the X's and O's, and you can see that things have changed. For instance, a couple years ago, cool routes were super effective. Now they're not quite as effective against man coverage, or to me anyways. But so every year you got to look at different things, and then you got to find out what's hot and what's not, and then you can write about that. But I'll give you this, for instance, I can remember from a writing standpoint, when I went to the 2005 game with Lewis on it, that game, that was because they wanted to have the defense on hot rounds and all the new stuff they had on defense. And that was a writer's dream to go have something like that, because we had so much new stuff to write about.
Yeah.
And in other years, the game, like for instance, even this year's game, there wasn't as much, in my opinion, as same in last year. I thought last year actually had more this year's game. I consider, so hopefully next year, Madden 12, I hope that game just goes crazy with new stuff, and it makes it much more easier. So that would be, with the years, I think, to me, what I'm saying, it's been a lot easier to come up with some different things. And then of course, when you read these books, like I was talking about this passing concepts, that would be the whole other thing I could do that I had never thought about doing until I hadn't wrote anything about passing concepts. I wrote about route combos, but never passing concepts. And that would give me something else to write about. So I started doing that in 2008. So that was a whole other avenue I could do. So I'm able to keep things fresh over the years. This year was maybe a little bit not as fresh as I'd like it to have been, but next year I think the game will be improved. I'm sure it will be, and I'll really keep going on what I like doing. And the thing is, I love Madden, so every year I'm gonna find something to write about in the game. So regardless of if it's something simple, if it's something complex, I'm gonna definitely find something to write about.
I know that there are a lot of people who were in the same position I was in 20 years ago when I started playing Madden. They needed to know, they weren't familiar with pass protection. They knew how to run and catch, but that was pretty much all they really felt they needed to know. But to play Madden, you need an all-encompassing plan on offense and defense and special teams, I must say, because I win a lot of games on special teams. Which phase of the game is your favorite? It's an NFL game rewind.
That's what it was called. That's what it said. So that's what I like on that. And the reason I like that is because, like I said, you look at that film room stuff, and to me, if you've ever watched NFL matchup or the other show, NFL playbook, you get that same type of thing, and you can sit there and look at this perspective that you don't really see. Same thing with these passing plays. Even that, I can sit there and go in that flip view or from the bird's eye view, whatever you want to call it, and break these plays down. That just excites me to see that type of stuff. I like to figure out how this play works. And then I get these illustrations going and all this drawing, boom, bam, and all that good stuff that I do in those video breakouts that I do. That just excites me on those passing plays. Where it's running, I understand you need to run the ball.
Yeah.
I actually have committed myself for the last few weeks to really put more time into than I have. I mean, especially if I want to promote anything too much, but I've been doing that extra little film room thing that I do, and I've been actually putting a lot of run plays up there. The reason I've been doing that is because I'm forcing myself to study the run game in Madden more than I would the passing game more, because I know guys want to know that. So, for me personally, I like the passing game much, much more than I
Well, actually, to tell the truth, I like timing passes. That is my hot button. I love planting that third step, taking that fourth step, and getting that ball out of there. That fourth step going straight towards the target, and the ball is out. Because I've seen so much of the pressure. There are people who believe that pressure bursts pipes, and they're going to bring the dogs, and they're going to keep bringing them. My best friend, he liked to blitz a lot, so I kind of had to condition myself to be able to find those holes. And over the years, I've developed a system that works pretty well for me. Now, other people may not have the same success that I have with it, but I've tuned it down to the point where when I practice, I will count my quarterback steps out loud so that I know what my time frame is. So I have that internal clock set. And I think that a lot of young Madden players would be benefited just by knowing that one thing. Because once you plant that third step, that may be all you get. And people should expect and deal with that kind of pressure. And so basically, whenever I write about something at my site, it's usually something I've had a problem dealing with at some point during my Madden career. You said you played on PC. Which did you like better, console or PC?
Back then, I liked the PC version because back in 2001, they actually had an online franchise mode, and the online franchise mode back then is better than what you see now. And they had salary cap, they had all the stuff on there. And the fact that you could also have spawn, where you could just literally, like, say you and I wanted to play, we had a game in week 8 where we couldn't play, well, I could move on to week 9, and then come back and play in week 8. That was pretty cool. Plus, they had, you know, they had like, I think 30 seasons. I think it was 30 seasons. I can't remember, but the cool thing is that the commissioner could literally save the season or save it, and if something was to crash, you could just basically reload it to be straight. The other cool thing is, say that you and I are supposed to play, and you decide, hey, I'm sick, can't play. Go ahead and have the commissioner. We'll play the CQ. Well, what you could do on the PC version was the PC or the commissioner could actually go ahead and send the game and give it to the person who was supposed to win the game, which was nice. You can't do that with the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360. You can't just send the game and have the guy supposed to win it. You gotta do it up 50-50 chance on who's gonna win. So, in my opinion, that made the PC version back then a really good game over the PlayStation versions of it. And then of course, now over the years now, I prefer obviously the Xbox 360 over the PS3, mainly only because I like the controller much better. I remember when I played the PlayStation, I used to love the PlayStation 2, and I know that we had a similar controller as far as the PS3 goes, but the Xbox 360 just feels better, you know, feels better in my hand than what the PS3 does. So that was the reason I didn't go on the PS3 was because I like the Xbox 360 controller.
Yeah. That's the reason that I didn't go to 360 initially. Well, one of the reasons. I have others, but that's one of the reasons I didn't get the original Xbox, because I didn't like the controller. I've since had a 360 and gone back to the PS3 because the controller just feels better in my hand. I kind of have small hands because I'm a small guy, so it just feels better in my hand. And I noticed that you're a larger guy than myself, and your hands are probably bigger, and I'm guessing that may be part of the reason you like that controller better. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, it just didn't feel too small in my hands. You know, I'm like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm pretty obviously I have lost quite a bit of weight over my last few years. I've been on a great weight loss. So if you guys ever want to just wait to drink a lot of green tea, but anyway, it's
Congratulations, right?
Anyway, it's a good thing. But yeah, that's the main thing that for me was it came down to the controller. I thought the controller was just too small. So anyway.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to tackle that like button. Let us know what you think in a comment below. Subscribe so you don't miss a video. And tune in next time. Until then, this is TNT713 from MaddenUniversity.com saying, may the best plan win.